This is the People in Profit Podcast, featuring your host, Nes Velasquez, a multi-six-figure industry influencer and investor. Learn tips, ideas, and strategies as we cover various topics and interviews you can use to experience further financial increase. Let's get started.
All right, guys, so in this episode, we're going to be talking about independence. Now, in July 2nd, 1776, the Continental Congress voted in favor of independence. 2 days later, delegates from the 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, and this document was crafted by Thomas Jefferson himself. Now, we celebrate July 4th in America. It's a day of American pride, fireworks, barbecues, and even family reunions. A lot of our family members from different states gather together so we can celebrate freedom, we can celebrate love, we can celebrate unity, things of that sort. Now, America's gained its independence from the British Crown, but in this topic, we're going to be talking about a different type of independence. My question is, are you independent? You see, I've been on a campaign to help others achieve true financial independence for quite a few years. The independence that I'm referring to is financial independence, financial freedom. Now, we could go in a million directions here regarding this topic that tie into the conversation about independence, but I won't. I'm going to keep this short, and I'm going to keep this very simple. If you're a slave to debt, bills, bad credit, student loans, you're not truly free just yet. Some people may ask me, what do you mean? This is the norm. This is normal for us to be tied into all these things. Debt, bills, credit, student loans, all this crazy stuff. So my question to that is, do you accept boundaries and limitations to your quality of life? If you accept security at your job in exchange for your time freedom, in exchange for being told what to do, when to do it, when you can spend time with your family on vacation, how many days you're supposed to be sick. If you're willing to exchange your freedom for security, you are not truly independent because you accept risking freedom for security. That is being dependent. That is like a child living under their parents' roof, right? You don't really have any say-so. You're sacrificing your freedom, okay, to be governed. You're sacrificing your freedom to be dependent on others. Financial independence, financial freedom is truly the only way to experience freedom the way you should. How can you achieve that? There's several ways you could achieve that. Number one, owning a business, being an investor, working your dream job, serving your life purpose. Those are really, truly the only ways to be truly free. Now, when you own a business or you're an investor, obviously, when you have royalties, when you have cash flow coming in that is far larger than your living expenses, that's when you're really financially independent, okay? Now, there are some people who absolutely love what they do. Like, I know a few construction workers that take a major pride at helping to build America. This is what they feel like is their dream job. It feels like it's their contribution to society. So there's a piece with that. They love that. So if you're passionate about that, great. You can work your dream job. That's great. Or serving your life purpose. Maybe you're giving back. Maybe you're doing other things that helps you serve your life purpose, and you're totally cool with that. And you're making a living with that. So you're not enslaved to any of this stuff. You're just pretty much doing what you are passionate about. Okay, what exactly are you passionate about, and how can you turn that passion into a paycheck? So if you already found a job that helps you make a living doing what you love, then great. But there are so many people out there that haven't figured out what they want to do in life. There are so many people out there that haven't figured out how to have an abundant life doing what they love. Here's something to consider. We literally got the world in our fingertips thanks to the internet, right? Here's what you should do. Identify a mentor, learn from them, apply what you learn. And just remember to practice patience as you stay persistent. To stay dependent for security is like being enslaved to a master. You have the keys to become the master of your own destiny. You have the keys to unlock the shackles. It's all in the mind. We were conditioned to want to be dependent on something else. The thought of independence could be absolutely scary to some people. But just like what we always say, true success occurs outside of your comfort zone. Your dreams are on the other side of fear. Most people fear what they do not know. So that is why there's relatively a small percentage of people who are actually successful. Because remember, it's not about the chosen few, but for the few that chose to be different. Everyone has the herd mindset. Everyone wants to do what everyone else is doing. But only a few people have a mindset of being different, have a mindset of being that divergent, of being independent. And it reflects on the distribution of wealth for the most part. Somebody did something right. If it wasn't you that became a success in your family because it was your predecessors, it was your ancestors or whatever, somebody did something right. Okay? But it would be a dishonor if you don't at least learn the basic principles on success so you can learn how to maintain that. You see, every year, about 10% of millionaires are new millionaires. So what this means is this: 10% of former millionaires are no longer millionaires. Think about that for a second. It could be children that were solely dependent on their successful parents or ancestors or grandparents or whatever. So as long as you keep these seeds, as long as you stay on point, you learn, you apply what you learn, you stay persistent, okay, amazing things can happen. But you have to love yourself enough to say, you know what, I cannot be dependent on this anymore. I have to be independent. No matter who you are, no matter what your background is, you're going to have to learn to do for yourself. You're going to have to learn how to fend for yourself when push comes to shove. They say our biggest enemies are our inner me. And this topic is not really to hype anyone up or motivate or inspire anyone. It's to really provoke your thoughts. It's to open your eyes so that you understand you are the only one qualified to stop you. 95% of people work a 9 to 5. Get it? 95% work 9 to 5, right? And it's also ironic that about 95% of people are unsuccessful. You can't call yourself a boss if you still got a boss. You can't call yourself a success, but you're 90 days away from bankruptcy. Financial freedom is the only way. So find a way to turn your passion into a business. Identify a mentor, learn from them, apply what you learn, and practice patience as you push. PUSH is an acronym for persist until something happens. So guys, if you want to continue this conversation, send me a message at ness@peopleandprofit.com. If you got anything that you would like for us to cover, we will cover it. Share this episode with a friend, loved one, or business partners, and let's open the hearts and minds of those who really want to achieve greatness. My calling, my specific calling, is to help as many families as possible become financially independent. But it all starts with the freedom of the mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. We'll see you next time.